What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Small Biz. In today's video, with big tech just starting to roll over as we speak, the obvious question of this day is, are the 7 penny stocks that we currently own in for more pain ahead, or are we about to take off and make some money again? All that and more coming right up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, last trade, 1139. Yeah, I see it. Congratulations to those that were buying the stock at 0899 last night, or even 9 and change, or even 10 and a quarter this morning. I'll get to that in a second, but let me confess that I have a bit of a scratchy throat. I don't know if you can hear it, but I went out Friday and Saturday, probably partied a little too hard. But if I'm going to get it out of the way, I better do it now because I'm going on a vacay and I'm taking you with me in a few weeks. And it's going to be absolutely amazing. So I can't afford to get too sick, but I might as well flush it out of my system right now. So lots of water, vitamin C, zinc, vitamin D, you know the drill. But let me start off by saying what I've been saying now for the last couple of weeks. The market is in a topping pattern. We have the Qs down about $2 right now off the 429 high that we breached slightly to the upside day before yesterday. The Dow is up 30 points, but it was up much more than that. We're way out over our skis. We're still way overbought on stochastics, MACD, and RSI on the Dow, the S&P, and the Qs. The good news, however, is the IWM is 3/4 of the way down on the stochastics last 31. 20 is oversold. So it looks like to me, if I had to guess, that we're looking at sideways for another 7 to 10 days for the major averages with a slightly downward bias. And we may start to see a catch up because we're way behind in the small caps. In fact, when the market bottomed on October the 27th, the IWM was at a 25-year low since 1999 versus the S&P 500. And the last time that happened, about 30 some odd years ago, there was a 12-year outperformance in small caps. So am I saying that we're about to get 12 years of Infuego for the types of stocks that you and I trade up and until the bull market ends around 2035 based on demographics? That's quite possible. But once again, because I know some of you didn't hear me, sideways to down to kiss that 50-day moving average, which in most cases in terms of the S&P and the Dow, 3 or 4%. We can go down and kiss it in the next few days, or we can go sideways for a week to a week and a half. The market's going to decide. And with respect to the 7 penny stocks that we own, without giving away the symbols to the freeloaders, and by the way, did I mention inside of the Discord that we just hit a record high today? 371. It was 70, but 71 is about to come over the wall here in the next hour or so when they verify their email. So it was our biggest quit week in 3 months. A lot of people can't handle a 5 or 10% drawdown in a penny stock, so they bail. Is this some of the selling from them? Maybe a tiny amount. Is it possible a whale left? Not that I'm aware of, but a handful of minnows together become a small whale and they're just blowing out of everything that we own, which coincidentally is down in the last few days? That's possible. But if you look at any biotech in particular under $1, they're all under pressure. The small cap biotech ETF has been going sideways to down for quite some time now. And anything under 50 cents is under heavy pressure, but the volume is light. But we did have a flash crash in a stock that starts with A, so I put up a caution flag. And before I forget, why do I go from green to yellow? Which means cautions, which means you can buy. And my goodness, if you're new and there's 6 people that just signed up in the last 2 days, get your fucking ass in there and start buying the green and the yellow. Pay attention to the limits inside of the buy zone. We're jealous. We wish we could have the stock at 12 and small change right now that I own at 14 and small change. But when you have biotechs that were $3, $5, or in one case, $20 a year ago, reverse split adjusted, and we're buying 3 of them at 13, 14, and 19 cents respectively, and we're within 5 or 10% of each, that's nothing. But when I go from green to yellow, as I did today, it was on the flash crash. The A stock that is currently trading at 12 and change went from 14 to 11.5, a new all-time low, after trading 1/10 of normal daily volume up until it happened. So was that a widow blowing out at the market? Maybe. Was that the bots testing for a low? Maybe. Was it spoofing from an institution that will get heavy on the offer and scare out the paper hands? Maybe. Because the bounce was quick, right? It got to 11.5. It was back to 13.5 like that. But you're seeing a normal retrace of half of that move. It's probably going to get some support in and around 12.25 to a half. And then we're going to have to see what happens from there. We've had plenty of stocks go from green to yellow until I can figure out what the fuck is going on. And then when they show signs of life, they bounce at least 10% from that all-time low of 11.5. I'll flip it back to green. And it may fucking take off. There's a lot of stocks. I'll give you one example that comes to mind. Fun. The Donald Trump scam stock. It was 7 cents, headed to another reverse split. What is that? The fourth or fifth in the last 6 years. And then Trump actually wins the nomination in a landslider in terms of Iowa and New Hampshire. And the fucking stock goes from 7 to fucking 47. And the last time I looked at it, it was 39.40. Sell it all. The jig is up. The game is over. They did the offerings at 8 and 9 and 10 cents. I don't know how it's staying up in fucking nosebleed territory, but I could give you about 50 stocks that we were buying like fun. They got flushed down to new lows and then went up 3x, 4x, 5x. TTOO, we were buying it at 7. I said sell it all at 70. RNAZ, we were buying it at 8.5. Go inside of the Discord. I said sell it all at 43. The latter did a reverse split and it's down 91% since we got out. In closing, the moral of the story is you got to have balls. Ladies, I'm stuck. Let's put it this way. Ladies, every once in a while, you're going to get your hair pulled, right? You're going to be a nice hard yank. Some of you might like that, but you know, we're getting kicked in the balls. You're getting your hair pulled. We're going to see a stock draw down by 5, 10, 15, maybe even 20%. And if I don't know what's going on, I'm going from green to yellow. And I may go back from yellow to green if I can get a bounce and clarify that the flash crash was no big fucking deal. In fact, maybe it's a setup for a big move higher. But every once in a while, at least twice a year, usually in the spring and then again in the fall around September, October, small caps, micro caps in particular come down. The volume disappears and you get some market order that comes in. Someone's selling a few 100,000 shares and instead of using a limit, they put it at market and the bots can see that. The AI can see that and they knock it down as far as they can, trying to shake out the paper hands. That's going to happen. And as long as it's green and or yellow and you're not over the 10% per idea limit, you can still open a half position or add small once again. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, with a very sore throat, always remember, ladies, hair pulling or not, that I love you and thanks for watching. Don't get me started.